Bingeable, episode 31. This is a very special moment right now because we have we have one of our biggest fans, but a super fan, Super Duper Jesus is in the audience right now. Hey.
So if you hear a laugh track or like an awe or like
or just someone saying, nah, fuck that. That's
any type of emotional
or just like
reaction.
somebody that sounds like they're in another room. He's actually in the room with us, but yeah. We should have gotten a mic for you.
Appreciate
now
it.
I know.
First fan.
Just for color commentary. But first of all, we have a very special guest on the show. This is a show that we talk about superheroes and superpowered people. We have the one and only Super Duper Kyle on the show today.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all?
What's up?
Very, very honored to be here. Me and Jesus. Jesus is actually one who put me on y'all show. So he's the first fan, but I feel like I'm like the second one now. You know what I mean?
You guys definitely are the first.
We appreciate it.
First fan. Yo,
For sure.
Julian said that, so like matter of fact, no, seriously, you are the first fan.
It's 1 and 2. It's fine.
We'll make you a shirt that says world's second best fan.
Yeah, that'd be fucking. I'm down.
We're number 2. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. You know, chilling. Glad to be here. Glad to, you know what I mean, be in the fellow company of my fellow nerds.
Yes.
You know.
You are home now. This is. So tell us what you've been up to.
Sorry, I'm drinking this lemonade thing.
All good. We drink a lot on this show.
I didn't know that. I thought y'all shot this shit in the morning, like stone sober, fresh off coffee. I had no clue there was any tequila involved. I had no clue it was at nighttime. And I'm gonna be so real. I heard your voice and thought you were like a skinny white dude. Like,
really? Wow.
Nah, for real. Not like no.
I mean, I could get super LA. Like I could start talking, "Hey, fool, what's going on?"
Nah, bro.
I mean, the minute I started talking to Jesus, it started coming out.
Yeah, bro. I mean, shit. People hear my voice all the time and think I'm white. I got a lot of fans that have never been to a Kyle show that think I'm like white as fuck.
Really?
Like they have no clue. You know what I mean? There's motherfuckers that heard I Spy and shit that think I'm just like a white dude.
Really?
Anyways, that's weird.
Weird, yeah.
I've been shooting. I was shooting a show. I was shooting a live action half animated show called Sugar and Toys, directed and created by this guy named Carl Jones, who was like one of the producers and like creators on Boondocks.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And so he's doing that, and we just finished shooting that. Then I've been making more slaps. You know what I mean? Recording a lot of music. Julian was just there, made a big slap. Shout out to Hit Boy.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, just that. Also been like really trying to write a lot recently because you know I've been getting like a lot of like opportunities and shit when it comes to like film and stuff to like lend a hand like creatively. Not just being like an actor in it, but being somebody who's deciding like what we're gonna say, what we're gonna talk about, like little shit like that. Like, cause they made me a producer on the show.
Amazing.
Kind of out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Out of left field. I was like, what does that even mean? I was like, wait, I'm a producer? Like, what am I supposed to do?
Just take it and run. Trust me.
Yeah. No. And then, my like lawyer and shit told me like, yeah, no. That's dope. Yeah, be a producer. So it really just came down to like script writing and shit and like little last minute approvals and stuff. So I've been like trying to write a lot more, you know what I mean? Trying to write scripts.
Was that something you ever did as a kid, like write stories? And...
Yeah. No, definitely. When I was in middle school, bro, best believe, I was the only nigga at middle school that was writing plays. Like,
for sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I've always been doing that.
That's not weird in this room.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay, that's
That's what we want.
You're
like,
amongst your people right now.
Yeah,
It's all
like,
good.
He
I feel like I
said
could
it
be
and like
myself.
waited for like judgment, and we're like, yeah,
It's
me
like,
too.
ooh,
You know?
I sang
Who writes in
I sang
school?
the theme song to Space Cases on the last episode, if that gives you any sort of like preface of
Bro, see, that's what I'm talking about. And like, yeah, no, growing up in school and shit too, that shit's not cool. Like, and when I went to school, like I went to school in the Valley and all my friends were either football players or rappers and shit. And
Where'd
I
you
told
go
them
to high
about
school?
I went to high school in Ventura, but I went to like middle school in the Valley.
Gotcha.
Northridge to be exact. But yeah, so I've been like just really trying to spend time like writing shit, writing rough drafts and doing another one, then sending it to the homie. Me and Jesus have actually been writing some together. We've been working on a little short film called See You When I'm Famous that we plan on trying to shoot and produce this year. So, you know what I mean? Because Jesus got bars too. He's being quiet and humble, but he's got bars. You feel me?
I believe it.
And yeah, so I've been working on that a lot lately because I really want to branch out from more than just being a rapper. You know what I mean? Because it's like, that shit is really limiting. You know what I mean?
Sure.
When you make music and people just try to pigeonhole you to just that one thing.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like the only way I'll make it out of this shit, and am considered you know what I mean, somebody who really did his thing and is cool, is by really killing it in the film world.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's what I'm really trying to focus on right now.
Yeah.
It's like that, and along with music, because music slaps are gonna come.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So speaking of slaps, you've had a huge slap on Netflix. What was it like to go from the music world to starring in a film? Did you notice the responses were a lot different? The fan base, the audience, did that grow? Or was it kind of your music fan base that went over there?
That segue was crazy, by the way. It's two different fan bases.
Okay, good.
Two different worlds.
Dope.
And it's wild how much bigger
Oh, yeah.
that world is than the music world.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's exponentially bigger. And at first it doesn't make sense because when you're so consumed by music, the most famous people to you are musicians.
Oh, yeah.
You don't really care about actors. You fuck with actors, but you're not checking up on them every day like you are your favorite artist. But then you remember every single music breaks down into genres, right?
Yeah.
And you have a bunch of people who listen to rap. You have a bunch of people who listen to country. You have a bunch of people who listen to rock and roll, right? All of those people watch the same movie.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All of those people fuck with Fast and the Furious. All of them.
Yeah.
All of those people fuck with Marvel movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, he hates that. Yo, we had a me and Julian
We
actually
needed to
had.
have a Fast and the Furious reference on this show today.
Yo, literally, me and Julian, damn near. This is the only time we've ever actually gotten mad at each other. But we were at fucking what was that thing in Palm Springs? It was called Splash House.
Yeah.
And me and Julian, we're kind of drunk, you know what I mean? And then just started literally arguing for damn near 47 minutes, bro. About he was saying, "Oh, you were saying Tokyo Drift is whack," or what'd you say? It was something else though. It was something else.
Well, I was just
I
saying.
think you said all of them are whack except the first one or something like that.
I said the first, maybe the fourth, fifth. I don't know.
The fifth is the one in Brazil.
Is that the one with the bank?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, that one's
yeah.
cool. But Tokyo Drift is trash, and I think you were trying to really push
fight for Tokyo
just
Drift?
fight for Bow.
You know,
Yeah.
I can understand your love
like
for Tokyo
Tokyo
Drift
Drift,
because,
though.
at least for me,
I
it
liked
felt
it.
like a live action anime to me.
Yeah.
It just felt like something you would see in an anime, but
Yeah, bro.
at least for me, I like Tokyo Drift.
But think about it, nigga.
I
If
do too.
anybody fucks with anime shit or Japanese shit in general,
Yeah.
nigga, you throw some fast cars and explosion shit
for sure.
in Japan, and the nigga's bound to fuck with it. Like,
Throw a Teriyaki Boys
beat.
beat on it. You're
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
You on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, we made up for
Yeah,
that.
we
We
did.
made up for that. We're past that. Let's not bring that up. You know what I mean? Shit. But
good. Yeah.
but it showed me that the fan bases are exponentially different.
For sure.
And doing that one movie made me so much more real life famous than anything I've done music wise. And I'm talking about I Spy was, one of the biggest songs in the entire world.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Say that
Arguably of the past 5 years, it's one of the biggest songs to even come out.
sure.
And that shit and all of its success hasn't even made me as famous as this movie on Netflix did.
Wow.
It's I walk down the street and I'm noticing a lot of people don't even necessarily follow me on Instagram yet or follow me on Twitter or follow me on Spotify or some shit. But it's they're like, oh, you're bro from that thing. You know what I mean? The same way I heard you talking, I'm like, oh, it's funny. I just know your voice. You know what I mean? People, once you're in some type of film thing, it's people will forever remember your face in that moment they had watching that movie.
Yeah.
Even now, when you think of random characters in old movies that we love, we might never know their name, but it's always those character actors where I know you from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think, especially when you're young, trying to come up and succeed in something, music feels like your whole world.
Yeah.
And it feels like that's the pinnacle of success. And then you look at entertainment and I've worked in music, sports, and film, and music's so small on that scale.
It is.
Because my aunts don't know who the new rappers are, but they know who's the new film stars or that's the guy from the show with the thing.
Exactly. Yeah, bro. Everybody knows who fucking Jennifer Lawrence is. For
sure.
And there can be somebody else, you know what I'm saying? All these people are big, but it's when it comes to looking at your face and knowing who it is, it's very few musicians who are as famous as actors in that respect.
Yeah.
But then it's weird because some motherfuckers don't even be knowing actors' names. You know what I mean?
sure.
It's crazy.
But
Yeah.
musicians are
Except
easy
this
to he knows
Oh,
everything.
he's a fucking database.
Yeah,
But musicians
bro, I be watching you just fact checked everybody. Sometimes it's so bad niggas can't even finish their sentence because it's
I can't help it.
Yeah. Speaking of that, what is, now that you're sort of kind of creating and kind of exploring that space of cinematic storytelling or visual storytelling, what are some like dream roles that you kind of want to create for yourself, or roles that you see that you're like, well, I want to be that. I want to play that type of character.
Yeah. For me, something I want to do is, and I feel like it's going to be hard to convince somebody to let me do it, is I really want to do like some type of dramatic role.
Okay.
That'd be dope.
You know what I mean? Because when I was in like high school and like the half a semester of college I went to, everything I did was always drama.
Yeah.
I never did comedy. I never got put into comedy roles. I never got like done any of that. If I won some type of award at the school for acting, it was always doing like dramatic shit.
Yeah.
Like my favorite actors are all people, or my favorite roles of my favorite actors are never like, damn, they were so funny. It's always like, wow, that shit moved me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What were
I got
some of
flamed
those
for
main
saying that
roles?
Great Debaters was something I really fucked with. Like my friends were like, what? When they were talking, and Denzel Washington's character in the scene where he's talking about who his father was or whatever, like a lot of, like Denzel Washington for sure is one of my favorites. And it's like, just those roles where it's like you really give somebody goosebumps from like just really emoting something. Those are all the roles I always try to like fucking recreate. Like I did that scene. I did the scene where Will Smith's dad leaves him on the Fresh Prince. I did that. Nah, for real. Like those are the moments. That's the moments that drew me to acting and being like, I want to try and like do that. And then teaching myself like how to cry and like all that other shit. Like it's stuff I've like spent time on. So like I really want to try and do some like dramatic role that has some real like relevance to like something that's going on socially. Yeah. You know what I mean? I remember seeing Do the Right Thing for the first time, and even though it was so like late in the game because I was just like I was just a little ass kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was like one of the first movies that I saw, and I was like, wow, like, you know, I'm mixed, so I grew up around a lot of white people and a lot of black people, and they hate each other. And watching that movie and really having to pick a side on who was wrong. You know what I mean? Like some movie, being a part of some movie that tells some story like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because Mookie kind of fucked it up a little bit, but at the same time, it's like they killed Radio Raheem. It's like,
that's the crazy thing about that movie. It's a movie that I saw for the first time when I was in film school. So I was like 18 when I first saw it. And then I rewatched it, not like maybe when I was 28, so like a couple years back. And it hit me different both times. And it's like, it's one of those movies that you can always revisit with a different mindset and find pieces that you probably missed the first time or the last time you saw it. Yeah. Because that's the thing too, because I used to think the same thing. I'm like, why did he just like throw that trash can in there? And then when I was older, I was like, wait, they killed Radio Raheem. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. And this is the segment of Cultured at the Culture Table, guys, by the way.
Yeah, Culture.
This is prime
Wait,
David.
What were we talking about before?
We were talking about Native Son.
Yeah, Native Son. Richard Wright. Y'all should read some books. I'm just waiting. You don't have to just wait for the movie.
What are some things that you're like binge watching on TV right now?
Some shit that I'm binge watching. I've been randomly binge watching fucking a show that I hope y'all don't flame me, but I've been watching Peaky Blinders hella much.
Oh, okay.
I love that show.
Is it good?
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's
it's an amazing
amazing,
show.
bro. The story of really like
really well done.
somebody from the dirt not coming up because we've heard that story so much, but somebody from the dirt coming up strategically by making his other motherfuckers from the dirt come up with him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like that story really connects to me a lot because it's like coming from just like a poor family, like it's so hard to like, you know what I mean? It's so hard to like train the other people you grew up around on how to be successful. Yeah. Yeah, that's thunder. That's thunder. I mean, that's just God being like, yeah, yo, niggas, I feel you. But that story specifically been resonating with me a lot on like, okay, this is how I'm gonna make this shit happen, and I'm gonna make it happen for all of my people by using their weaknesses and turning them into strengths. He kind of goes hard, but
he definitely does.
I've been binge watching that.
That's a really good show.
Yeah, I really like that.
You know what show I want to recommend to you if you don't watch it? Do you have or have you heard of Animal Kingdom?
You know what? I have heard of that. I haven't watched it now.
So Animal Kingdom.
Wait, is that the one with Never mind. Go ahead.
The kid from Peaky Blinders.
Oh, okay.
So the kid, what's her name? The aunt's real son. You know, the one that comes in later. Yeah. So he's the star of that one.
Oh yeah. I know what show you're talking about. Yeah. No, I haven't seen that shit yet, but I should.
It's very like, think of like Alpha Dog meets Point Break.
Wow.
So it's like surf, like California beach culture.
Damn.
It's like criminal family.
That sounds hard as fuck.
It's fucking crazy. But
Alpha Dog meets Point Break.
Damn.
And I know that you like base a lot of your aesthetics on like where we come from, and the dope thing about LA being all these different clashes of cultures, whether it be surf, skate, gang culture, cholo culture, biker culture, like all these things are LA, and the show definitely does that justice.
What's it called?
Animal Kingdom.
It was a movie.
It's based on a movie.
It was based on an Australian movie.
Yep.
And now they moved it to LA as a series.
Yeah, I keep seeing the mom just tell the kid like, the mom's always in jail. Like every trailer I've seen or commercial I see, like the mom is in jail on the phone just threatening niggas. And I'm like, that seems pretty dope.
Doesn't work. That's real. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck. Switch to horror.
Anything else? Any other shows? Just
Nah, I randomly keep rewatching the same shit. So
Wait, have you been
Something wrong with that.
Have you been watching any of the DC streaming shows?
yeah, I've been watching.
shows?
What you said, the DC?
Yeah,
shows?
Doom
Patrol,
Titans.
and
Nah, I've been watching Umbrella Academy hella much, and that's not a DC.
What
thing.
do you think of that?
What do you
I think that shit's hard.
Yeah.
I think it's dope. I feel like the production on it is better than the acting on it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it seems like they damn near took the whole budget and were like, fuck, like getting like the craziest actors.
Yeah.
Nigga. We're just gonna make this shit like,
cool.
Bro, look at the production on that shit. The way it's shot is insane.
Well, they have a
Locations alone.
CGI. They
Just
have a
the budget
CGI
on the
monkey.
alone.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like straight out of Planet of the Apes.
Monkey. Like, who writes that into a script? Like, and we need a real looking.
And there's some like long ass scenes with him too. I'm like,
And mind
Jesus
you,
Christ.
he doesn't do anything in the story. He just be around taking notes and shit. Like he's not.
That wasn't even a major. That's not even a major part of it. They're like, yeah, we got money for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I thought the
They're
production of
just
that
flexing
shit.
at this point.
Yeah, they're flexing, bro. Even when bro keeps going to the past and it's like all blown the fuck up and all that shit, like,
That ain't cheap.
yeah, that's not cheap, bro.
Did you? I mean, I told you, but I don't know if everyone else. The lead singer of My Chemical Romance, he created that. That's
Oh, I didn't know that.
Man, that's
yeah,
crazy.
I did
he
not know
created
that.
it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a graphic. I read up after
so
I finished.
random.
it.
Yeah.
It's a graphic novel. It's a 3-part graphic novel, and like he created it.
He created the graphic novel?
Yeah, that's
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
That's a spearhead for Kyle. That's like, you know, the rapper, he created this movie. And that shit is gonna be a crazy moment.
Wow, bro, y'all just gave me so much inspiration.
That's gonna be dope.
Also, number 5 if they ever did this, should be Damian Wayans. If they ever did a movie with the son of Batman, number 5.
Oh, number
right.
5.
Yeah, number 5,
for
absolutely.
sure.
Yeah.
We
Did you
talked
see
about
the Boss Logic thing where he mocked him up? That would have been perfect.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
He did him like with like the
He's
mask.
literally playing Damian Wayans
Oh,
in that
really?
show. Like
Oh,
the
wow.
little kid,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
literally playing Batman's son.
Yeah.
That's exactly how Batman's
They
son
better do it now
acts.
because that dude's gonna like grow up.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
immediately.
Yeah, you know, I've randomly, where else have you said that before? Or I feel like I heard that. Like, are a lot of people talking about that right
I
now?
tweeted it.
Yeah.
Oh, you tweeted
But
it?
Boss
But I-
Logic
but I
is
think so.
Instagram that does like graphic design.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does like mock-ups for what he wants to see.
Yeah,
And he did him with like the mask and like
Wow.
how it would look.
that's lit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire.
What are you like most looking forward to like in 2019 in terms of just like, you know, geeky properties, like any shows or movies that you're kind of looking forward to, like
Bro, fucking Game of Thrones,
Yep,
nigga.
yep.
What?
We're about to
Are you
we're about to
kidding
get
me?
into that trailer.
Bro, Game of Thrones, nigga, that's it. The moment that shit comes out, I'll probably stop the majority of everything I'm doing.
Yeah, you should.
And watch that whole shit.
Yeah.
And I might. Nah, I'm gonna watch it week by
Yeah,
week basis. I'm not gonna.
There's
I'm not
no
gonna
way.
Yeah.
There's
chance.
no
there's
way.
gonna be too many
No one
spoilers.
has that
Way
kind
too
of
many
display.
spoilers.
Everybody's getting murked. This year, for sure, everybody is getting murked.
Arya is gonna have an AK. Just pull up and fuck shit up.
Damn, you know what's crazy, bro? They try and predict who's gonna get murked. You know what I mean?
I have a theory.
I think that Bran is the Night King, but we'll go into that.
We
That-
can
oh,
talk-
you think he's the Night King?
Bran is the Night King.
Do we
Wow.
want?
We can get
get
it.
into it. We gotta get into it. We gotta get into it.
We can get into it after this. After this.
Okay. Okay.
What's
Okay.
this? 'Cause
What's this?
No, nothing.
He said, if it feels right, he's touching his heart.
It feels right, 'cause we can get into it.
That's how much people love
Fuck it,
Game of
let's just
Thrones.
jump into. I think we should just jump into it because it's not even on the topic list.
was-
I know.
it's,
I wanted
it's on the topic list now.
Yeah,
Man,
I
it-
was gonna just talk about the Game of Thrones because it came out, so I was just like, we had to talk about it.
Yeah.
But we could definitely get into a little bit of theory if we want.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm down for
Yeah,
it.
that's
All
fine.
right.
Some theory.
So I have a theory.
Here it is.
I feel like first episode they're gonna show us the end. We're gonna see everybody that's pretty much dead, and all of the other episodes are gonna tell us how they got there.
Wow.
That'll be a
That's
nice
like
fuck you
on
to
some.
everybody.
That's like on some. Oh my gosh, what's that show on AMC that was with the blue drugs?
Breaking Bad.
Didn't they do that before? Like, didn't they do that on the last season? Yeah, they did. Like how he was like not around, and then it was like, how did he get here?
Yeah,
on the last season.
I think it might have been like the second to last season.
I'm sorry, I barely remember it. I barely remember.
No, I think it might have been the second to the last.
I feel like they did that a lot because it started out with him with, the RV, and then they explained that.
Yeah, they would always show like damn near the end of the episode.
Yeah,
But damn,
that'd be a nice fuck you to everybody. It was like everyone dies.
Now I think everybody. I have a feeling majority of people are getting murked, and like somebody random is gonna live. I don't think it's gonna be like the people you expect. I feel like the people you expect to survive, right? Fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of them, bro. Khaleesi's getting murked in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think Khaleesi's getting murked.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah. I actually have a.
What's your theory?
Okay, so I think that yes, Khaleesi. They already had. She's pregnant. She's going to be pregnant. We're gonna find out she's pregnant. She's going to die.
And the baby's
gonna live. And Jon, he's going to defeat the Night King, but he's gonna have to become the new Night King.
Oh.
In some way. He's gonna have to control them, and he's gonna be like, I have to be the new Night King, and I have to take all these.
Kind of like a Pirates of the Caribbean ending.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I randomly feel like fucking none of them are gonna beat the Night King. I randomly feel like they're all gonna get whooped, in the son that that they have. You know what I mean? Between her and Jon that's gonna be like his new mission is like avenge all those people. And they just showed you this whole story. This whole series was just a backstory to like some new shit for the future.
Damn, that's crazy.
Do you have any theories?
No, I just have this suspicion that Bran is the Night King, but it's a very long 5-minute explanation that I won't go into.
He kind of looks like him. It's a CGI creature, but it kind of looks like Bran.
Wow, it really does though.
Yeah, my theory is it's kind of spot on, but I'm excited to see what takes place.
You're not trying to drop the theory?
Yeah, nope. I don't want to do it because
based on the trailer.
You know some shit or what?
I feel like I do because I'm like a.
I don't think any of us.
Nobody knows. That doesn't based on anything.
Yeah, it's not based on that.
I find myself down certain rabbit holes.
I do.
And you guys know I'm not really wrong when it comes to this shit. But that's why I'm not saying anything.
You've been wrong before. You're lucky I don't have a memory.
Wrong a few times. What are you talking about?
You're lucky I don't be remembering
about
shit.
What though?
I can't quote nothing. But.
Brother Tape.
All right, who else is for sure getting murked though?
Oh, Cersei. Cersei's gonna get murked.
But
who do you think's gonna kill her? I think it's going to
Jamie.
It's gonna be Jamie.
It's gonna be Jamie.
Yeah.
Really?
It's gonna be Jamie.
Brother lover.
Yeah, Jamie. That's how they gotta end that. That's how they gotta end it. They gotta be like they're about to make out and just stab each other.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing about Game of Thrones, though, is that the way people die is in the most unspectacular ways, depending on who it is. Like, what's his name? The kid.
Joffrey?
He's like he choked. Like,
that was an unspectacular. The death
that was awesome.
One of the best moments in the show.
No, but it just like happens. Like it just I don't know. It was
that was rewarded. They rewarded us with that because Game of Thrones for so long fucking painfully beat our ass.
4 seasons.
Just like with all the people we love the most. Just like whoop them in weak ass ways.
Yeah.
Wait, like the Red Wedding was so weak.
Yeah, you remember when you saw the Red Wedding? You remember you just like.
I was like, wait, why am I watching this?
Wait, what happened?
I was like, I guess this shit is over, clearly. Yeah. So, randomly, I feel like...
Why do I like this show? This
This hurts.
They killed every single person that you thought was, like, the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oberyn, the one when he faced the mountain and he was beating him. I was like, oh, he's going to...
Crack.
Yeah, fucked this whole shit up.
And the mountain is a nigga that we would have been all right with killing. Like, all right, give us that. Give us that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, fuck that. He lives too. Like, the bad guys were just winning for so long. But
that happened so fast that I had to like replay that moment so much when he just crushed his head. I was like, no, I gotta see that again.
Yeah, they definitely built him up like he was gonna do some shit.
Yeah.
Came out and got slept.
What if like Arya's like what if
I was hurt. They were like, yeah, he knows this like vulture martial arts bullshit. He came out there doing flips and just got mobbed.
And won, and that's the fucked up thing about Game of Thrones. He won, and even when you do all the right things, nigga, you still get whooped.
Life isn't fair. What if like Arya just like eats it the first episode? Like she's about to do some crazy shit and the fucking dragon just fucking like, takes her out.
I meditate on everybody.
It'd be weak as fuck if she ate it soon because she's like one of my favorite developing characters. Like her being so like spunky yet so helpless in the beginning and then becoming like arguably like one of the most deadliest ones. Like I gotta see her take out somebody important before they offer.
Yeah.
If they offer, I'll remember it. I'll be like, all right, Game of Thrones.
I don't
talk
think they're
about
gonna
your
offer.
show in the future. I'll mention
Yeah.
how that was weak.
I don't think they're gonna offer. But I do like on the trailer how like she seemed like she was really scared. Did you see the trailer?
Yeah.
Okay, how she was like really scared, like running from whatever the hell she was running from. But the whole time she was like on the other scene, she was talking real cocky, like whatever it is, I want to see this face of death. Like, I liked that like little flip flop. That was dope.
Yo, my nigga fucking the Hound got to get whooped by somebody too.
Yeah.
Because the Hound is kind of unwhoopable. We got to see him whip someone.
The Hound. Oh,
Isn't he
I think
supposed to?
he's gonna fight his brother.
Yeah.
They're gonna end up fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, of course.
They've been
I'm
hyping
saying,
that for too long.
I wouldn't be surprised if his brother kills him.
Yeah, of course.
I could see that
Of course.
happening. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's their whole MO is to like get you to like somebody slowly and develop them and then just
murk him.
just have him get slept. Just one haymaker, knock his whole shit off.
It's crazy. They're essentially giving us like a 6-hour movie because it's 6 episodes left, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a 6-hour movie essentially. Like they're being very generous to
There's
us.
no way I could just wait 6 weeks and then try and watch the whole thing. No way.
No, not at all.
absolutely not.
Wait, it's
can't
only
log on.
6 episodes?
Yeah,
Only 6
but
episodes.
each episode is like an hour and 20 minutes
Yeah,
long.
they're longer.
Yeah, it's like this. Yeah, the
So
length
they're
of a movie.
basically,
I
6
don't
movies.
give a fuck. What? 6 episodes?
Yeah,
Bro.
yeah.
but they're basically like the same length of what,
movie.
10
But
episodes.
I get what
They'd
you're
be
saying.
like
But
the
it's
same
sad.
length.
Bro, I was
still-
sad. I
It
didn't
still
want it to
feels
be
like
that.
servings. It's still like I'm gonna take it one spoon at a time.
Like,
So
like how many episodes was the last season? Like 8, 7? It wasn't 10.
I don't know stuff.
It was like 7 or 8. It wasn't 10.
Yeah.
I was hoping for like
works.
12, bro. Like,
It's never been 12. It's always 10.
Like 13, I think is the standard now. I don't know.
No, but Game of Thrones is
yeah,
always 10.
they split because they split the seasons up. So this last season and this season were supposed to be one season.
Yeah, okay, so
And
then
they
that would
split.
have been, yeah.
It would have been like 12 or 13. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I think it was 6 episodes.
You know what was a really also shocking moment that, cause like for a minute at that last season, obviously like the good guys have made a lot of progress. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you're feeling real optimistic
Yeah.
now. And then they get that fucking dragon,
Yeah.
and it was like kind of another moment that was like, wow,
Yeah.
Damn.
gosh, the bad guys are gonna win.
That's what I thought. I was like,
still
well,
got cheers.
they're about
You
to
get
die.
two dragons.
You get like, you know what I mean, PTSD, where you're like, oh fuck, like, oh my god, all the good guys are gonna start getting
Yeah.
whooped again.
Yeah. I read something today. It was like somebody tweeted that like Cersei is gonna be taking out like Omar from The Wire, just like some
That's
random
hilarious.
person killing her.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
As
really
long as
like
she goes.
it's such a short
As long as she
amount
goes.
of episodes that I'm wondering like how are they gonna wrap everything
Like
up?
if
you know?
each episode
It's
is
like-
an hour and a half, that's the length of a movie.
Yeah, but it's like I like what
You
are
can-
they're gonna go for, especially because like the
imagine, like, 12,
traveling
45
part
minutes.
of the show. It's like so are they gonna deal with the walkers 1st and then it's gonna be like okay now we're going to Cersei. So it's like or
well, they I mean, look
yeah.
at last season. Look how fast they got from.
they've definitely like
Yeah,
as the
they
season
sped
got
it
short,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
they sped it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Which
interesting.
I don't want 3 episodes of them walking across the desert. Like, it's fine.
And, that's where The Walking Dead has failed us. Like
Yeah.
they spend way too many episodes just getting
Walking and
somewhere.
shit,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're trying to be like chronologically
Yeah.
correct. Like I don't need that.
I hella fell off The Walking Dead. Like,
We all-
I-
we all
I-
did,
I-
except for
I-
Joey.
I-
He's the
I-
only
I-
one on
That's
there.
the
Yeah.
thing. We keep saying that.
It was a
like,
crazy time
I
jump right now. It's
fell off
ridiculous.
that. I remember I was obsessed with that shit for a minute.
Same.
It just fell
100%.
off
We
hard.
all loved it, but
I'm the only one that watches it
the
now.
only one still on that island.
I gotta know
How is it? Is the weather nice over there? It was good.
it's not that great.
It's not that great.
Of
No.
course.
And especially when Rick is out, it is a
Yeah, he's
dub.
gone. Like,
Oh, he's already
as well?
gone?
yeah, he's gone.
Oh, it's a dub. Who you niggas rooting for now? Is the lady with the sword still
Yeah,
around?
she's still there.
Is she like...
She's leaving
about to
ne-
dip
she's
too.
leaving
She
next
getting-
season, though.
She getting real money. She getting movies.
Yeah,
What?
no,
She
yeah.
out of here.
She's on the
Get that
MCU
shit.
now, so she's
Yeah.
she doesn't need this
Yeah.
these checks.
She's in
Yeah.
Wakanda.
man.
Get that shit.
The last thing I heard about Walking Dead was Glenn getting killed. That's honest.
I almost wanted to quit
Yeah.
then because Glenn was my favorite character.
Yeah, but that was good because I was like, straight
I
out-
was waiting for
straight
that
out
since
the
the show
comics, so
started. That was like the one thing I was like
pretty-
waiting for.
yeah,
For Glenn to die.
with the
Well, like
the
yeah, because that was like such a
pulsating eye.
moment in the
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't
Jeez,
even
you're
think-
real quiet. You don't watch Game of Thrones? Okay.
He does,
He was
yeah, he
real
doesn't watch
quiet.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I'll like randomly, because Jesus is my other, this is my other friend that I like nerd out about TV shows and movies and shit. And so every time I bring up Game of Thrones, sadly in my friend group, there's not another nigga who watches Game of Thrones like that I can really like I see all the
You
time.
found 4 of us. You got us now.
Nolan doesn't watch
Yeah,
it?
Nah, hell no, bro.
No, Nolan doesn't watch anything.
Yeah, I feel like Nolan doesn't like
Nolan
content.
does not watch anything.
Nolan you can talk about any major movie. Nolan has not seen it. I'm talking about nigga. I'm talking about
That's
Forrest Gump,
Roosevelt.
bro.
That's
Nolan just reads books.
That's our Roosevelt. Roosevelt, he'd be like, I'll add it to the list, and like, doesn't
Never watched it. Never
anything.
watched it, bro. Yeah, you can't ask Nolan about nothing that's ever been on a TV screen. If you can look at it on a screen,
Yeah.
he's
Like, but them 4
man, it's
agreements.
strictly paperback. You know what I mean? It's strictly
What,
paperback.
5 agreements? I'm there.
So let's move on from that. Let's talk about so the Oscars happened a couple weeks ago.
It's true.
And we
Didn't
decided
watch.
to talk about a few wins, Oscar wins that we're kind of like really happy about. So did you guys all see the Oscars?
Nope.
No, none of you guys.
I did not watch it.
Wow, I was the only one. This
Yeah,
is
man.
definitely a David topic.
I looked at the highlights.
We
I was
just
like,
gloss
oh, shit.
over it.
But yeah, we'll gloss over it now.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about one of the big wins that I feel like everybody could agree was one of the best ones. Into the Spider-Verse
Spider-Verse.
beat out Disney because Disney has been winning best animated
Animation.
feature since 2006. This is the first time it hasn't won one since 2006. So they won for best animated movie, which
Well, to me, that's like a no-brainer. What other animated movie came out this year that was even?
Wreck-It Ralph.
But I feel like
Incredibles
all
and Wreck-It
the,
Ralph. Yeah.
all the animated titles are always like some obscure shit I've never seen
Yeah.
from like Italy.
There's always like one
Disney.
Japanese movie. Yeah.
Dude, which one? I'm guessing just
Yeah.
which one won last year? Do you know? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Okay.
I can't. Yeah.
Do your Googles.
I can pull it up.
Should've been Miles Morales.
That would
I'm
be
with
fucking
that.
epic.
That would've been dope.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
That would have been dope.
Anytime
could
there's
be-
a black person doing something like related to like fucking some type of cartoon,
nerdy
bruh,
shit.
like nerdy shit, throw me in there. Or at least consider me. You know what I mean? Let me get a call.
Yeah.
Holla at me.
Yeah.
So
I'll come, I'll read.
Coco
Yeah,
won
read
Reader
last
that
year.
Hollywood. Started considering my boy over here.
Hey, I forgot that we're even looking at the camera. Yeah, hey, say what's up. That's all. You know what I mean? You don't have to
Have him
cast
read
me.
for it.
Give me a shot. You know what I mean? I will come in. I'll read. I'll be real quiet. I won't make noise in the lobby.
Could have definitely.
Nigga, I'll bring snacks.
Nah,
Come
let's
on.
save it.
We'll save it.
We'll save it.
We'll save it.
I was
Yeah.
almost.
Well, they're making a sequel, so
Okay.
definitely making a
Yeah.
sequel. We all know
If
that.
they switch the name up, if they switch the voice up, that'd be so weak though. If all of a sudden, even though that'd be great for me, if all of a sudden you just hear, yeah, no, we gotta go do this. We gotta stop. Like, nigga, you definitely sounded completely different.
It's like, why is his voice deep?
No, I was gonna bring up. What were you talking about? I was gonna bring up something else.
I don't know.
Oh, okay, never mind. We'll bring it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's fine. Well, you were asking for 2018 winner. It was Coco.
Okay, I didn't see
That
that.
movie deserved to win.
Oh, that
It-
shit's
it-
fire.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't see
Yeah,
Coco.
that was a good
Davis
movie.
likes it.
Okay.
I mean, Disney, honestly, bro, can pretty much not be fucked with when it comes to animation. They're just so
Yeah.
fire.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're going full live action now for
Yeah.
every one of their animated properties. Yes, you have a question.
What's
in
up,
front?
Jesus?
What's good?
If you guys cut me off.
Yeah.
Has any anime movie from Japan won best animated feature?
For the Oscars?
I think.
Yeah, like has any anime been able to compete?
Yeah, I think Miyazaki had a few.
Maybe
Bro,
Spirited Away.
That's a good question.
Did Spirited Away ever?
me
Speaking
check.
of, what's your favorite anime?
My favorite anime is for sure Yu Yu Hakusho.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fist of the North Star,
Yeah, I
the
mean.
original one.
Okay, so
Oh,
he-
that's.
yeah.
Oh, it's called something different?
No, he's saying that's his.
Mine is Fist of the North Star.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You ever watched that one?
I have not.
Kenshiro,
No, I haven't.
the man with 7 scars.
I haven't seen that.
man.
I've been
There's
on
nothing
motherfucking-
nerdier than explaining more, and they still don't know it. It's like,
nah,
it was a girl and a
never-
dog. No.
never heard of it.
I was trying
And
to
the
like,
old man.
Is it in English?
I'm straight Yusuke
Yeah.
fucking Urameshi, bro.
There you go.
Okay, to answer your question, in 2003, Spirited Away won.
Call me.
Yeah,
I know
Miyazaki.
stuff.
But when it comes to
sometimes.
animation, fucking Japanese shit is like, it fucking incredible. Like I watched some shit on Netflix, bro, where it's like the most insane animation like I've ever looked at, bro.
Yeah.
They look so realistic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and what is that shit called? It's called like Gantz O or something. Have you guys watched that? It's on Netflix. It's an animated movie on that. It's like an animated Japanese movie on
Yeah.
Netflix. Shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like the animation in it is like mind blowing.
Yeah.
And I feel like Japanese animation has been so raw for so long.
For sure.
Yeah. And Netflix has been like, Netflix is doing this thing where like they're taking over comedy. So like every big comedian is doing a special on Netflix.
Yeah.
Every big anime studio is doing an anime series on it. So they're like taking over everything.
Bro, they opened up a fucking like $300 million budget on anime alone.
That's
I
insane.
believe it.
Netflix is going to produce
Really?
all of
Wow.
that shit. They're going to own it. They are going to own all the future like animated, all the anime series that little kids grow up on starting now are going to be Netflix originals.
Yeah.
That's
Because they have so
Crazy.
much bread, they can just buy the industry.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like,
there's kids that are growing up with Voltron from Netflix.
Yeah,
like they're like, oh yeah, I like Voltron. They'll know the.
And it's
Netflix
crazy
one,
because
not the
anime
original.
ages so well.
Yeah,
And like
100%.
like my favorite animes are all old and they all feel so like Cowboy Bebop and all these things that feel like. I watched them all late. Like I caught back up, and it was like when I looked up like 80s, early 90s. I'm like, really? This shit feels so current.
Well, I mean, Julian had Akira for his birthday. He had like Akira scenes from Akira playing, and I was literally watching that like every now and then. I'm like, I've seen this hundreds of times. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, that shit's
Shout out to
fire.
Eric.
Shout out Eric.
Shout out Eric Wada.
Shout out to Eric for dying at your birthday.
Yo, that shit was so annoying, dude. Oh my god.
Oh, we're gonna bring that up over here.
Yeah, why not? Like that.
This nigga Eric face planted. I just see a bunch of shit fly everywhere. And a part of me like looks, I'm like, dog, what is going on over there? Man.
Oh man.
Good times.
Good time. Eric, we love you though.
We love you. Yeah.
I mean, cheers, Eric.
Cheers.
Matter of fact, I need some more.
Yeah.
Pump me up.
Oh, why is this?
So I think nobody's even touched on it that you have first of all, it's a fly ass Game Boy chain.
Thank you, my brother.
Which means you're a fan, you're a proponent of the sticks. What is the game that nobody can fuck with you on? If it's like a head to head, like I know I'm bodying everybody in this, unless he's a Japanese kid.
All right. The game that I'm unfuckwittable on. 2K14.
Oh, okay.
2K. Oh, yo, wait, hold on.
I like how you said head.
Great. No, this is awesome.
This is awesome. It's on camera now.
Hold on. This is awesome, okay? Because the first time I ever played Julian in 2K,
smacked me.
He got smacked by
got
maybe
smacked.
43
Whoa,
points
hold
or
on,
something.
43. That doesn't even sound like
lot,
real.
brother.
That
You
doesn't
gotta
sound-
retire from the
I think
sticks.
you got me confused with
lot,
somebody else.
brother.
But what happened like the last few times?
The last one time we played 2K, you won.
One?
Yeah. We only played once.
We did not just play once. When like last summer when you had the house, the studio house, I was smacking everybody.
No, you were smacking everybody in Injustice or whatever that
I was
shit is.
smacking everybody in that too.
Yeah. No, you was nice to that. Yeah, but I would say probably like a game that I never lost at. Like I can't even remember me losing at is 2K in 2014.
Okay.
Right on.
It was fire. And right now, currently, I'm really nasty at Mortal Kombat.
Ooh.
I mean, hey, I went 12-1 at Jesus' crib. So hey, I'm just saying.
Okay, so we have to set some up because that's my second
Kombat?
game.
Who do you
that's
use?
my second game. Well, they actually bring back my character. I used to play like trilogy, but if we're gonna go like with the most recent one, Kung Lao. I'm a cheater.
Lao?
I'm a cheater.
You're gonna get whooped with Kung Lao.
Well, we'll see.
All right.
We will definitely have to get on that one.
If you do that little like fucking, especially if I pick Goro, it's a wrap.
Oh, that's fine.
Yo, actually, let me ask y'all this because recently I've been playing my friend Ao in Mortal Kombat, and he's hella good with Scorpion.
AO, I
right?
also beat in 2K. I just want
Ao. Julian, we gotta reset that up. 'Cause Julian is not
I
that
also
nice.
beat him in 2K multiple times.
But yo,
said that so
if
passively.
I use fucking like Goro, it's like then me and him, I'm like whooping his ass sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And they always start bitching about me using Goro. They're saying he is the very best Mortal Kombat character you can possibly be. What do y'all think?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
I think that's just a mental
I be talking
thing
about
because
how
he was the last one to beat.
Yo,
Yeah.
Scorpion to me is arguably the hardest nigga to beat.
Yeah.
Scorpion is so versatile. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro can literally, you have to block down and up.
Yeah.
All his attacks go
Yeah.
up and down.
Yeah.
The nigga can slide, he can teleport, he can do everything.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Right?
like I'm basing it off the old stuff because I haven't played a lot of the new Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're right. I think Scorpion is one of the more accessible characters, but I think he's harder to master. So if you're playing with somebody who's really good with Scorpion, he's very hard to beat.
He's hard to beat.
Yeah.
So the only time I ever have a fighting chance of beating him is when I'm using Goro. But then he starts crying. And I'm not talking about being like, oh, you're gonna do that. I'm talking about full blown like crying. Like telling everybody, look at this fool. He's picking Goro. I mean, you can only beat me with Goro, like doing that shit. And I'll be like, and then, you know, when you're talking to them, everybody in the room is ganging up on me and being like, Goro's the best, you can't beat Goro. And so I was like, let me just talk to some niggas who are well educated on some shit
I
like
feel
this.
like that's a mental
You know what?
thing.
It could be a mental thing, but I also know the creator of Mortal Kombat, his favorite character is Scorpion. So he might have made Scorpion just better.
Bro, Scorpion is incredible. I keep telling people.
Yeah.
And then, so the argument we had, they keep saying, they said that Scorpion is like using Golden State. And then, right? I mean, no, they said Goro was like using Golden State.
I feel you.
Yeah. And then I'm like, all right, well, if they're like using Golden State, then like fucking whatever the second best team is like using Scorpion. And they're like, no way. Like, Scorpion's not even that good. I'm just good with Scorpion. I was like, fuck out of here, nigga. Scorpion is amazing, and you know this.
I always use Sub-Zero, so.
Well, now this new one, they're bringing back my favorite dude, Cabal.
Wow.
I just saw the video. I just saw the video of his like.
Yeah.
When you start throwing knees with Cabal, it's over. You just hit that B button over and over again. Pow, pow, pow.
Baraka.
Oh, Baraka. Yeah, Baraka's back. Yep.
Oh, Baraka's nasty.
They got Jade in the new one. They
I
brought
saw her
some
video
old
too.
school.
Jade was my shit in Mortal Kombat Trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh, that little like 8 combo spin thing.
Wait, what was it? What was the combo? Do that again. Just making sure.
He just wanted you to do it.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Y'all play Marvel vs. Capcom?
Hell yeah.
Y'all play the new one for Xbox? Have you tried it?
Not the new one. It was like Infinity or something.
Animation.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Infinite. Correct?
Infinite. Yeah.
It's one of those games that like the whole room like don't matter.
Really?
That, like,
Yeah.
And like it is anyone can catch a hot streak.
Yeah,
but see, I don't like that. Like, I was like, I'm a huge fan of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And that was one of those games that, like, yeah, you can kind of easily get into it, but it was, like, hard to master, to get a really good streak with that one. So I'm kind of a purist in that sense. Like, I really was, like, I like that people can access it, but I'm just like, come on, like, not everybody should be able to get a hot streak. You got to, like, know it. You got to...
Well, I don't.
I'm real nerdy about that shit.
I don't really play video games, so I love that everybody can get a hot streak. So polar opposite of that.
I love I can just do this on the button.
Yeah, just button mash all day.
Yeah,
but that game was weird because when we were playing it on tour, like on tour, you had the people who were gonna win all the games, right? It's like Max was gonna win, fucking Mortal Kombat. Like I'm gonna win in Mortal Kombat. Like everything else we were playing is like you knew who was gonna win. 2K, all that shit. When that game came on, randomly. Jesus swept everybody. And then, like, Max would beat Jesus, right? And then Max would lose to Smalls. And Smalls would sweep everybody. And then Jesus would whoop Smalls. You know what I'm saying? Like,
keeps it exciting.
Bro, the people that were, like, dethroning somebody were getting beat by somebody that couldn't beat anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was weird. It mixed it up. Like,
I like it.
Jesus, who are you using that game? I like using Captain Marvel.
Democratic video games.
Marvel.
I like what's his name? Bro with 2 swords. He sends the wolves out. I forget his name.
I was like Ninja.
Yeah.
Him and a Zero.
Okay.
You got a fast ass little squad. I use Hager, you know what I mean? So that nigga kind of slow. Man. You really be pulling that pipe out. You know what I'm saying? But it was hard. It was kind of hard to beat Jesus.
It's fun though. You just go around the bus. It was fun though on the bus.
Yeah.
You can go around the world.
Yeah.
Everyone got to give up $20.
Oh shit.
It's
a good little.
12 of us, so
yeah.
You randomly can just come up for a quick second. But it was like you got 2 more people to go.
Yeah, bro, that's lunch right there. You know what I mean?
It makes sense why they don't have it in tournaments, because I've noticed that they don't have the new Marvel vs. Capcom in tournaments.
Go.
No, that's fine. Same.
Oh no, I was gonna say, were you guys playing Smash Brothers at all? I know Max was because he would be playing me.
We were.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
We were in Australia. The new one just came out. So
okay, yeah.
There was a moment where we were driving, like we landed in Melbourne, and we had to drive. I want to say like 2 hours to the festival. Literally the whole time, everyone in the car was just passing sticks.
Bro, Smash Bros is one of them games where you can be the hottest nigga out of all your friends and really feel like Michael Jordan, and then go somewhere where you are not shit.
You start playing with like 10-year-olds who play it all day.
Playing kids online. Oh my god, I'd be like, yo, I'm not gonna stop. Yeah. I'm gonna keep rematching until I beat whoever this is.
Yeah, bro, they're amazing. Yeah. Like you really get whooped by a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
I played Juice WRLD in that.
Yeah.
Got whooped.
No,
I didn't get whooped. Juice WRLD got whooped.
Oh, okay.
So speaking of Smash Brothers, let's talk about this Detective Pikachu trailer that
That's
came
what I
out
was
recently.
going to bring up when I said
yeah, no,
you
I knew.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
Let's talk about this Detective Pikachu trailer. They showed more of Pokemon.
Yep.
They showed more of Pikachu's attitude. What were your guys' thoughts? What were your thoughts, Kyle?
Well, you know what's funny about that? When I was shooting the after party, my like co-star in it, Harry, was casting for Detective Pikachu.
Okay.
And this nigga was telling me about this story about, Detective Pikachu, and they're gonna make a Pokemon movie. And I was like, okay, what's it about? And he was telling me like At first, is it Danny DeVito that's playing Detective Pikachu?
No,
it's Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
I saw at first it was gonna be fucking Danny DeVito was gonna be
shit.
and he started talking to me about how Pikachu's gonna speak English, and I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, it's gonna be Danny DeVito, and I was like, nigga, stop telling me that. It sounds so terrible. And he's like, yeah, and he's gonna be a cop, and he's gonna have like a bad attitude, and he's gonna be like all this other shit, and I was like, this sounds like a nightmare. And then
This is a piece of shit already.
no, it's not that it was a piece. I was just like, bro, this is the
That doesn't
furthest
sound
thing.
good.
It
Yeah.
just doesn't sound. It's not that it wouldn't be a good movie. It just sounded like the most made up thing Pikachu could possibly be
Danny
doing.
DeVito.
They were just throwing darts at the wall.
Being Danny DeVito and being like a kind of like
A hard-nosed
a
cop.
hardened cop. Like what?
Just like Sin
And
City.
so
with
I damn near
Pikachu.
thought like I was like, oh, this shit is never gonna like happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he was casting for it, and he was excited about it. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I obviously thought that Ash was gonna be fucking white, you know,
Yeah.
whoever this person was gonna be.
Yeah.
And then and that all goes by. This, like the first trailer came out like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Right? And then when that shit dropped, I was like mind blown. I was like,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
this shit is really happening. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this is actually coming to life.
Yeah.
Like Pikachu's gonna be talking. He's gonna be Danny DeVito. He's gonna be like a drunk cop. And damn, now the dude is like a light skinned black dude. And then a part of me was hella salty because I was like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
If I would, but then again, too, I had to consider like my acting career wasn't even a thing when they was already casting for
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And then after completing like that whole after party like movie, I realized that casting process is like a 7 to 8 month deal.
No,
Yeah.
definitely.
You know what I mean? They start thinking about who it's gonna be like hella long ago. And
Yeah.
if you haven't already had 2 movies by then, like
Yeah.
you're not gonna be in the conversation.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things I was like, as a fan, like I'm excited that Pokemon is doing a movie. I definitely wish that was me, but hey, you know what I mean? Shit happens.
It happens.
They're gonna do it. This movie's gonna be so big. There's gonna be like
They're gonna announce
10 years worth of
Yeah.
Pokemon.
They're gonna announce a
movies after
sequel
this.
like that
It's
weekend.
gonna be the Fast and
Pokemon.
Furious
Hey,
of
just holler at me,
Pokemon.
bro.
Yeah.
Throw me in there. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be Tyrese in there. I'll be the nigga in the thing. You know
You
what I
could be
mean?
Brock. You could be Brock.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
You could be Brock.
Yo,
With Geo
I'm
dude.
down. I'm down. I'll do whatever to this shit up here, honestly.
You
I'm
could
with
be
it.
Brock. Your hair, Loki, like it's
It
already
did.
like Brock is, you know, looks
Bro,
the same.
hey, Pokemon fuck with me. All right? I'm out here. I'm available.
No, like that, like especially they just announced that they're gonna do a Pokemon Red and Blue movie.
Oh, okay.
Like that's already announced.
Oh, okay.
Which means they know that this movie
Is it part of this franchise?
it's a
or
part
is
of
it
this
something-
universe.
They're gonna be
Okay.
make a whole
but
universe.
like them announcing the next 2 movies
Yeah.
or whatever, that means this movie's gonna be.
I mean, the
Bro, this
hype
movie's
is through
gonna
the
bang.
roof.
It's like Pokemon. People forget that Pokemon is literally one of the largest brands on planet Earth.
Yeah,
sure.
100%.
You know what I mean? And at
Yeah.
the same time, it's like it's almost like, you know how people like a couple years ago were like, damn, LeBron is in such good shape, he could play forever.
Yeah.
Pokemon, you know what I'm saying? It's on some shit where it's like,
Pokemon
bro,
is in such
what
good
is the
shape.
shelf life of Pokemon?
Yeah.
Pokemon is the LeBron of.
Bro, it can just be, but even gnarlier than that, it can just go on forever,
Yeah.
bro. Like,
It's the Jordan of it.
It's the
probably. Yeah.
yeah, but
Not
imagine
LeBron.
if Jordan just like didn't die, like ever. You know, imagine if Jordan like
Yeah.
was immortal. Like Pokemon, I think like a lot of Japanese shit, it just has such a timeless feel to it. It's like
sure.
this movie is gonna bang, and the next generation of Pokemon fans are gonna be born. It's like on some Star Wars shit, but even
Yeah.
gnarlier. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 20 years already. It came out like in 98 or something.
And bro, and that shit doesn't feel a day old.
Yeah.
Like we feel old about our memories with Pokemon, but the actual character of a Pokemon is so ahead of its time. It's like that shit is not outdated. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Mighty Mouse and things like
Yeah.
that are gonna eventually be like super something. Are gonna be like
Yeah.
that's outdated. It feels like it's
Yeah.
from the 50s or whatever. Like
Yeah.
you know, like
And mind
Superman
you,
or
Superman
something.
is still relevant. So
Yeah, exactly.
no matter
Yeah.
what, Pokemon's not going anywhere.
And it, you know what I mean? So they knew that shit was gonna bang.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're gonna do a Pokemon movie? All right, let's do 12. Like you know what I'm saying?
Well, I did do my little research on this So the Pokemon Detective Pikachu was like a video game.
Yeah,
on Nintendo.
Yeah. I didn't play
one
it.
of the handheld Nintendo games.
Yeah. I think it might have only been like a Japan thing. I don't remember.
It was a Japan
Yeah,
thing.
so it's a real game, and like from what I know, it's following that story kind of close
okay.
because like especially after seeing the last trailer and them showing like Mewtwo. Mewtwo in the game, he's like the main
The main villain?
the main villain too.
Okay.
So
Huh.
yeah, I kind of wish they would have
lit.
kept. I kind of wish they would have kept that secret though. Like,
Yeah.
them showing him in that trailer. I
It's
was
not
like,
about you.
Yeah.
I get it.
Maybe
But,
maybe we see Team Rocket at the end or something. Maybe they're the ones pulling the strings.
Yeah, or they could be trying to just bring it back home for us. Because I think a lot of us were kind of in shock. I don't know about y'all, but I was in shock that this was even happening. Because I'm not from Japan, so I had no idea about Detective Pikachu. You know what I mean? So for like sort of like their older American audience, like they probably just threw Mewtwo in there just to be like, oh, but remember, like he's the bad guy. Remember?
I'm just happy it looks good. I haven't been really into Pokemon since like all I know is like the first 250 Pokemon. I don't know. After that, I don't know any.
You can name 250.
I can't name them, but I remember like
I remember there was only 150.
I remember that one.
Yeah, I remember there was like 150.
There was 150, and then there was once Gold and Silver came out, it was like 250. I remember those. After that, after like when it was like other game, Platinum and whatever, Steel, whatever those other games were.
There's a Silver one. The Silver one was fire.
So
Lugia has one of the most turned up names. Like that shit was always so nasty to me, but he's so prolific. You know what I mean?
Speaking of more trailers, there was a new Dark Phoenix trailer that came out this past week.
Last week,
X-Men Dark Phoenix. What'd you guys think? What'd you think, Julian?
Oh, we're going straight to me?
Yeah.
It looks exactly like
the last one?
X-Men last.
She got the coat.
She got the coat on, which I'm so upset about.
Oh, yeah, the red coat that she had.
I know this is going to be like the last.
It's not. Is it red? It's not red. It's like a little Topshop coat.
Yeah, it is like a little Topshop coat. You're right. I know this is going to be like the last X-Men movie of the
Fox
Foxmen,
universe.
the Foxmen.
Yeah, the Foxmen.
The Foxmen.
And you can tell because Jennifer Lawrence looked tired. She only put like 2 streaks of makeup on.
They only put like one layer of blue paint. You know.
Someone tweeted this is like called X-Men contractual obligation. Like everyone's just here for the check. It's fine.
I mean, I hope it's good. It's the last one for Fox, so I'm like,
get this whole shit out of here. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
That's where I am with it.
Yeah, like
hand it back home.
Give us. I know you're gonna need a break. Give it 2 years or whatever time you need, and then bring X-Men into the fold of the Marvel universe, and recast it and make it dope.
Yep.
Yeah. Wait, randomly, have they been in any of the Marvel universe?
No, they're not allowed to be in the Marvel universe because they're owned by Fox.
Yeah.
But after this month,
they
will be owned by Disney.
Yeah.
So it's allowed to be with everybody else.
This is literally going to be the last movie that Fox gets to do.
Yeah.
And we're going to be able to see Spider-Man and the X-Men. We're going to be able to see Captain America and Wolverine. All those relationships that we weren't on. There was like a border between. No, there's not.
Do you have a favorite X-Men?
Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Damn. Favorite X-Men. Probably Wolverine. Just because, like, I remember there's so many memories from, you know what I mean, fucking Hugh Jackman being like, when I was a little kid, you know what I mean? Like, I remember one of the scenes I'll never forget is going to the theaters and seeing the one where they, like, pop him in the head, you know what I mean? Where they're like, put the knives down. And he's like, I can't. And you know what I'm saying? And then he's like, and you're like, oh no. Like, they set that up so perfectly because you're watching it and you're thinking like, damn, they're going to tell him to drop his, and he can't. And then he says that, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh,
the amount of empathy. He was just like...
And then they pop him and then he's on the ground and you think it's over for him and then the bullet comes out of his head. That shit was so fire. That was incredible. Like, I have such like, you know, and he's been like the main thing in X-Men for so long. It's like, and that's like one of the only characters I can even think of like in my entire lifetime where it's like that and like some Harry Potter shit where I grew up watching this one person be that character in my head. You know what I mean? Because every little kid thinks about Wolverine and shit and it's like, there's never been like Batman has cycled through so many motherfuckers in my lifetime. Like, this has been one person my entire time.
Didn't they have the Guinness Book of World Records?
Yeah. Are we?
We're segueing all over the place.
Oh,
it's
we are. Let's go.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
No, because you're actually bringing us into
you're bringing us in.
things.
You're bringing us home. So the Guinness Book of World Records presented Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart with like an award as like the longest. Pretty much, they've played Professor X and Wolverine for like over 16, 18 years or something. So they present as the longest. Pretty much.
I think it's 20 years because X-Men 1 came out in 2000.
Yeah.
So 20 years.
So they got a record for doing it for that long.
Crazy.
Think about it.
You know what else is crazy to think about? Like this movie shit is literally almost like, you know, in the NFL, you never know if motherfuckers are gonna have a long career. It's like you can make it in the first X-Men movie and be like, damn, it's lit, and then like where is Sabretooth? You know what I'm saying? Or you could be Hugh Jackman, where it's like you're the same person for 20 years. Imagine landing that role where you're like, I'm fucking Sabretooth. Because Sabretooth is the thing in my mind. Like, as a little kid watching the cartoon, and shit, oh, Sabretooth is so bad. He and Wolverine hate each other. In the first movie, they're killing that. It's like, oh. And then it's like, you know what I mean? And then on the other hand, homie is Wolverine for 20 years.
Yeah. I feel like
it's like Tom Brady and the nigga who's in the NFL in like 2001.
I feel like that's a gift and a curse because you always hear that with Bond people who play Bond. You always hear people who kind of get trapped in a role where like it's your goal to be so successful, but you're gonna be that for the duration of your career. Yeah. There's no comedy, there's no romantic comedy, there's no drama. It's just you're fucking Wolverine forever. Yeah. And that, I don't know, that could be dope because you're definitely going to be rich for your whole life.
Has Hugh Jackman done anything else?
He's done a lot of stuff.
He's done a lot of stuff.
Prestige.
Yeah, Prestige.
My favorite. The show, what's the Greatest Showman? Fire.
Oh, yeah, that's him too.
No, he's one of the lucky ones where he got to.
He became bigger than he embraced Wolverine, but he also was able to do more than Wolverine. But it's almost like with Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Terminator. Yeah. He'll always be the Terminator, but he's done all these other things.
All these other things. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger made a lot of other things. Like
Arnold Schwarzenegger is he's mad shit. He's like,
like I feel like Daniel Craig struggles with that.
Yeah,
like he wants to be bigger than Bond, but Bond's too big.
Yeah.
And you're just not gonna. I mean, I hope so.
Speaking of Bond,
I know.
There was news that Rami Malek might be a possible Bond villain for the next Bond movie.
I would love that just for his range.
Yeah.
Wait, is that bro from fucking...
Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah.
Wow.
He might be the next...
He would be a really creepy villain.
Yeah. Creepy dude.
Because I think he does where he like...
He
looks at, he's like just looking and he's contemplating and his mouth starts moving. Like, that little shit was creepy to me.
Yeah. It was.
I think he would make a.
He'd be really
make a good.
He always looks alert, doesn't he?
Yeah,
his eyes are big. It's tight.
Yeah, he looks like he's having sensory overload for little shit. Like,
he's like
a gust of wind.
He's like shocked.
Yeah.
Like he's like he looks high and you woke him up. He's just like, what do you want?
And he doesn't respond for like 2 minutes. It's like, I'm good.
Nah, Rami Malek's dope.
No, but I mean, congrats to him because we were talking about the Oscars, but he won Best Actor for playing Freddie Mercury, and he gave like one of my favorite speeches of the night.
Yeah.
So speaking as like a first generation kid, I think it rang true for like so many of us. So
definitely. I mean, look, as a Coptic kid, we have zero representation. Like that was our first anything. And so for him to say that on stage, that was incredible.
Damn, I wish I would have watched the Oscars now. What he said.
No, I just saw that speech, but he was just saying like, so me and him are both Coptic, which is like Egyptian Christians.
Okay.
And he said like, I'm the son of Egyptian immigrants. And, you know, for us to come so far escaping persecution, he didn't say all this, but it was just kind of represented that like anyone could do it. And it was such a special moment because we have no representation. So that was really special to me.
Yeah. Like he took that moment to really.
He took the moment instead of just being like, "Hey, like I want to thank the Academy. It's dope." Like he took that moment to. It's always dope when, especially in like the current social media temperature of, are you gonna use your platform or are you gonna play it safe?
Yeah.
Like, did anyone watch the Sam Cooke documentary?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Incredible. And one of my favorite lines was like, when you succeed, are you going to be careful or are you going to be truthful? And I think those two, that fork in the road is really, really important. And I think he definitely used his platform. And I don't want anyone to throw their career away. Like, I mean, the Colin Kaepernick approach will work in the long run, but that's scary as fuck. It's scary to be like, yo, endorsements, my deal, my contract, whatever, like, I'm doing this for the people. Like, that's incredible. But so to just have a healthy balance of like, hey, I'm not completely oblivious to what's going on. I'm sensitive to current situations. You're not about to just skate over it, but thank you to the powers that be.
Bro, my favorite people are like the people who not only take that little sliver of a moment that they're given, right, but use their entire career as use their entire career as like, they take that moment, right, that he did, and they can paint their entire career into being one big moment like that. Like fucking, you know what I mean? because people don't really realize how powerful they are when you are somebody who's creating a movie, when you are somebody who is fucking the sickest player on the team. You know what I mean? When you are Muhammad Ali, like there is no stopping you type of shit. You know what I mean? Even like I was watching Ellen DeGeneres like stand up with my mom because she loves Ellen DeGeneres. It was actually hella funny.
Ellen is hilarious.
She is.
I had no idea that she even had a sitcom at first.
Oh yeah,
I had no idea that she got kicked out of the whole like acting world
completely blacklisted
for creating a scene talking about her being gay.
Lord,
you know what I mean?
got
And the
blacklisted.
thing about how that wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah.
No.
And
90s.
yet, like, that's some real brave shit to do too. Is like to be like, nah, I'm funny as fuck. I'm the creator of the show. I'm in charge of it. I'm gonna do something that opens up like this type of these people to like the whole rest of the world.
And it's dope because when you jump on that grenade now in 2019, we get to be like, what? Like that's not a big deal. And it took that to get there.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. Even Sam Cooke, that was what dope about that documentary is like talking about him, especially in a time like, bro, if you think about the wild shit that was happening to black people in this country, right? For somebody to be at like that defiant, like back then, you know what I mean? Like he's defiant prior to Muhammad Ali even being like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the record industry is so vicious, like you really don't have a lot to say as an artist. So it's like for somebody like that in fucking 1960, 1950, whatever, to like really be smart enough to like take what he was doing and turn it into like, okay, I have power now. Like Sam Cooke is a real inspiration, and people need to watch that documentary.
Absolutely.
Because they really did paint Sam Cooke as a sick-ass singer who died in a motel.
Yeah.
Like, when you grow up knowing about Sam Cooke, if you have the, if you are lucky enough to be put on to Sam Cooke, that is a story they have tried to pitch to people.
For sure. And you just let it skate by because you don't really think about it until someone opens that page. And I think all those record industries or production studios or all those, like, powers that be type situations, their power comes from you not knowing your power.
Exactly.
Or their value comes from you not understanding your own value. And whenever you take that control back, you're unstoppable. You're unstoppable.
So. Unstoppable.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, kind of going back to what we were talking about Rami Malek, in 2019, I almost feel like that it's a lot easier for artists to embrace where they come from, embrace like who they're from. Because a lot of times, like, especially like a lot of like Mexican or like Latino actors had to change their last name
for sure
to sound more white.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And you have a year where like a Mexican director wins for best director for directing a Spanish language film. Like, as a filmmaker myself, I'm just like, I've been seeing these guys win it, like him, Del Toro, Iñárritu, and like there's gonna be kids who have grown up and only seen Mexican directors win awards. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
And for me, like I only had,
about that.
you know what I mean? When I was a kid, I mean, like I only had like Robert Rodriguez, which was dope. Like that was my inspiration. Now kids have Robert Rodriguez, they have Del Toro, they have all these like they can go in and tell these kind of stories. Because I remember when I was in film school, it was like, oh, I can't really tell stories that are too like ethnic or too much about my culture because it'll alienate people. And now like it's shown that you can tell a story that's very, very specific and very like kind of like honed into a specific culture. You know what I mean?
It's redefining what the melting pot is.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how much melting did we have to do?
Yeah.
How can we stay?
Yeah.
And there was, I mean, growing up as a kid who had a very prominent culture and always hiding it. Like, oh, your food's weird or your last name's weird or your parents don't speak English or whatever. Like, all those things. Now it's like, you're going to pronounce my name right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, and we're going to talk you through it until you figure out how to say
people will come over your crib and be like, your food's weird?
Yeah, I mean, we had weird food.
That's how we. I would have been like, nigga, get out. Like,
but that's the thing. Like you
actually, we ain't got enough food for you.
In a culture where it was like burgers, or especially like early '90s, it was like burger and fries, or what is that? And it's like now, I think, especially we're lucky being LA kids because there was a huge melting pot here.
Yeah.
Like imagine 100%. If we, I don't want to diss the state, but like Wyoming, whatever. Fuck that state. No, I'm just kidding. But no, there are states where it was like, I'm sure if you were the one Peruvian kid, like you have some fucking explaining to do. And that's difficult. But here, there's a little bit of more of a support system. So
That's lit, man. That was y'all had a little deep segment. Right?
Every once in a while.
Yeah, no, it comes every now and then.
No, actually, speaking of that, real quick, So been watching Deadly Class.
Okay.
I started watching that. Look, first of all, speaking of representation,
Yeah.
Oh,
the kid is Nicaraguan.
Ooh.
The character.
yeah.
And like, let me just tell you, like, as I've never growing up was a character specifically from one of my parents' countries. And the funny thing is that they even
You're Nicaraguan and
Salvadorian,
Okay.
yeah. So like at the beginning where like the Mexican girl comes up to him and is like, you should hang out with your own people. And he's like, well, I'm not Mexican. Like
Oh.
I felt that, you know what I mean? And it was just like, I'm hooked already. Cause like, I know what this kid what he's going through. You know what I mean?
another show you should probably.
Yeah,
Deadly Class.
Deadly Class.
Awesome
I'm on
show.
it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's another
Doom
show.
Patrol 2.
Huh?
Doom Patrol 2.
Oh, okay.
In Patrol?
Yeah.
Doom Patrol.
Patrol.
Oh, Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
But sci-fi's free. DC costs money. Just skip to Deadly Class.
Deadly Class. It's my favorite show right now. It's another. It's
Set in the
another.
80s.
Yeah, it's set in the 80s, and it's another. It was another. Not I won't say comic book. It was another
Graphic novel.
Graphic novel, yeah.
Okay.
Another graphic
Deadly
novel.
Class. I'm gonna peep it.
It's real. There's no like superpowers, but it's like
None.
a school for
Assassins.
kids.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what is it on?
Sci-fi.
On Sci-Fi Chat.
But if you
a-
download the Sci-Fi app, it's
Yeah.
free to just watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they like the cool thing about it is that they like really dive into the stereotypes. So it's like you got
of high school.
of high school,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
but it's a whole different thing in the assassin school. Like
So like
Okay,
instead of
yeah.
like the jock, it's like the son of the mafia is like the cool kid. And
Yeah.
like
Okay,
the
wow.
cartel kid is
Yeah.
like the equivalent of like the star
Yeah.
football
the star
player.
football
Yeah.
bully
That's
kid.
he's
Yeah,
like-
Wow,
it's
that's hard as
sick.
hell.
It's
Yeah,
so
Yeah, and
good.
that's what I like about it because like in the 80s, like a lot of what used to happen to a lot of like kids from Central America was that they would get bullied by the Mexican kids or by the black kids. So that's why they kind of were like the weird ones out of it. That's
Yeah.
why I like how this show's representing this kid. Yeah, so it's a good show. Yeah, you should watch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, bro, that would be some shit to really be like, you know what I mean? For somebody to assume that you are something and then those are the people bullying you on a daily
Yeah.
basis.
Oh, for sure.
That'd
Yeah.
be weak as fuck.
Yeah.
The real shit.
That's what I'm saying. That would be
In
some,
the Latin world, especially.
yeah.
Latin world's like you're Mexican, especially on these parts. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
right away. Like who are you?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Try explaining being Egyptian. You know how many people came up and started speaking Spanish to me? My whole, and I was like, and I didn't even speak English yet. Ooh, it was lit and dangerous.
Yeah. What else do we got on here?
It's on the docket.
Are you a horror fan?
No, I hate scary movies, actually.
So did you ever watch Candyman growing up?
Yeah, I watched Candyman.
So did you know
I had
that
to watch Candyman. That was
you know
Yeah.
that Jordan Peele is doing a reboot, right?
That sounds fire. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That sounds
He's
fucking
producing
sick.
a reboot, and they just casted Yahya Abdul-Mateen, who
Actually,
played.
He would
Played-
be great in the Candyman reboot because they always have like the streetwise like younger black dude in the movies.
I'd be down. Hey, hey,
Candyman.
hey, just live streaming. Hey, Jordan, dog. Hey, fuck with me, bro. I met Jordan Peele one time because I did a Chance was like hosting when Get Out first came out. He was hosting like this like everybody comes and
I went
watches
to that
it.
thing
You
at
went
the
to that,
ArcLight.
right?
ArcLight
Yeah,
Hollywood?
ArcLight.
Yeah.
I asked a dumbass question. I felt so stupid after. I
Wait,
was
what
like,
did you ask?
Bro, because so you watch the movie, right? And the real question I wanted to ask, but I randomly got shook, right? Because everybody in there was like, you know, obviously it's like all black
Yeah.
people, it's like all hip hop music shit or whatever. So the question I wanted to ask is at the end, right? When he starts murking everybody, right? All the people are getting murked. And then everybody's like, yeah, like everybody was like yelling out like a lot of like, you know what I'm saying, racial shit. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
a racially charged
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything you could possibly think about, like every bad word a white person has, right?
Yeah.
All called. And like, obviously, I'm sitting there cheering too, like, yeah, get their ass. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it invokes in you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it
Yeah.
invokes in you. Especially if you're like, you know what I'm saying, if you're a minority, like you're looking at that movie like that. And I wanted to ask him, like, yo, so when you were making the movie, did you want, like, obviously, that was just some real shit you just saw. People, like, throwing shit at the screen and being like, fucking kill those guys. Like, just going off.
Yeah.
I was like, is that something that you wanted? Like, is that what you wanted to do? Is that
Yeah.
like the result you were trying to produce? Did you want people to kind of let out all that anger?
But what came out was
You know what I mean? But I
That
mean,
was
but
fast.
what came out was, so the brother, the brother in the movie, yes, he was good. He was really good. Where did you find the brother? And he said, He kind of looked to the left at the person next to him and was like, well, we do this thing called a casting process. And we
Shredded you.
found him, and, and yeah, he's a great actor. And, yeah. Thank you for your dumbass question. Basically, it was like kind of the point. And I was like, fuck. And then Yachty asked a question right after me, and his question was just awesome. Yachty was like, so, like that whole like psychology thing, that was real crazy. So did you have to study that or something to like learn about that? And everybody was like, ooh. Wow, Yachty just really fucking killed it with this question. And I'm sitting there back there like
just
way
mad.
up at the top, like, you know what I mean? Just feeling hurt. And I was like, yeah.
Put thought into that.
Bro, and I should have asked that first question. Because I feel like it really would have shook the room because I'm talking about, bro, and there was a lot of people in there. Some are like the most famous, like, you know what I mean? Some of a lot of niggas in the culture you currently see.
Yeah.
We're just letting it out, bro. Like, get that. I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like, and randomly, I felt like if any white person would have walked on the screen there and got shot immediately, we'd be like, yeah! You know what I'm saying? Like he just clapped for all that.
I haven't seen the brother in too many movies, but I know he was in XMen First Class.
Yo, he's fire. Bro is scary, bro.
Yeah.
He plays the same kind of character because he came out in that movie American Made with Tom Cruise.
Okay.
And he always plays
Didn't
like
see
this
that.
like
didn't see
really
that.
like messy dude who's just like always into something, just kind of off. You know?
Yeah, he was Banshee in X-Men First Class.
Yeah,
That's who it
sure was.
Dumbass question.
You should get into the Twilight Zone because that's what
Yeah,
Jordan
I
Peele's doing next.
love Twilight Zone.
X-Men First
Jordan
Class.
Peele's doing the
Yeah,
reboot.
no, I'm
He's-
very excited about
Yeah.
that. Homie, that is like the dude, right? Bodies that line every single time. You know it's coming. You're waiting for it. Like, in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The way he delivers it every single time is so amazing.
Yeah.
I really hope Jordan Peele can live up to that and get that line every single time.
Yeah.
But Candyman.
Yeah. Yeah has been cast as Candyman.
So Yaya, he's the
Black
dude.
Manta.
He was Black Manta. Have you seen Aquaman?
I haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so he is one of the villains. He's-
After seeing fucking Justice League and shit, and everybody just talking mad shit about DC movies, like everybody's been talking mad shit about DC movies, it kind of just has turned me off from looking at that.
It works.
But
Terrible
mainly him on here.
marketing plan.
But
Yeah, nah, it's working. Motherfuckers are just not going.
bringing
no,
DC
but
stock
they
down.
went to go see Aquaman. Aquaman is like literally one of the best-selling like
Movies of the year.
superhero movies
Yeah.
like ever.
It's like $1 billion movie now.
Like it's,
What?
it's
Yeah.
literally
Beasted.
It made more money than The Dark Knight.
Yeah, it made more money than Dark Knight. It's literally one of the biggest solo superhero movies of all time.
Wow. I gotta see that. Okay, so
It's a fun movie.
It's a fun
tight.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fun movie. It's a fun
Yeah.
All
movie.
right, so what you're saying, so bro,
So one of the villains, black dude, that played Black Mantis, he's playing Candyman.
Candyman.
Yeah.
okay, I wish I knew what dude looked like.
He's also in the new Jordan Peele movie. It's
Us?
No, that's not him.
No, that's not him.
no, I heard he's in that too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe he has like another
Yeah, like
spot.
some,
Okay.
like,
Just random.
small
Random
got
ass
it.
gonna come and be like, and just dead.
Got
Yo,
it.
I'm excited for that movie. Us? Have you seen the trailer
Yeah,
for
I seen
that?
the trailer. That shit looks
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, Jordan Peele is like, and I was such a big Key and Peele fan, like,
Yeah.
I didn't see this coming. Like, I knew they were amazing writers and shit, but like, I feel like his grasp for like horror is like so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I did not see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
And
didn't
it's
see that happening.
redefining genre. It's like melting everything to where like, is it a racially
horror?
charged movie? Is it a horror movie? Is it yes? A question in the front.
Yeah, she's
So,
sad.
for all you guys.
No, not you. You
You
go
guys,
ahead.
you guys think that when Jordan Peele and Key were like in the room writing it,
Mm-hmm.
that Jordan would write on the Key and Peele show, he'd write like this horror thing,
Yeah.
and then he was just like, "What if you throw this in there to make it funny?"
Probably.
Like,
Probably.
he was
Probably.
like-
So,
Yeah.
he made it like.
Are you saying
Yeah.
on the Key and Peele show?
Yeah.
yeah, I think so.
Like, he threw in the little like, cause he's the more funnier guy.
Yeah.
But that shit seems all funny to me. I never
Yeah.
once watched that show and thought like they were sitting there thinking about making it dark. Like
No, do you remember? Okay, since you know the show, do you remember that one skit called the Continental Breakfast one? Where it
I
was
love
like,
that one. That's
where he
one
was
of my
just like a
favorite ones.
continental breakfast, and it turns out that he's like a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was like a creepy ass skit. Like
I like that one.
Yeah, that was,
true.
yeah,
That should have been the
Yeah.
warning. That should have showed us like, oh, he's
Yeah.
about to kill it as like a
Yeah.
horror film director. Like,
yeah. I mean, essentially, a lot of the skits were like little short films, so he was doing that like weekly. He was
Yeah.
doing like 2 short films a week almost.
It's so.
Speaking of Key and Peele, y'all watch Friends from College or nah?
Oh my god, I love that show.
I do
I
not, but I
fucking
heard,
love that
I heard,
show.
I heard it just got
Should
canceled.
I watch
I heard it
it?
just got canceled.
What?
Yeah.
No.
I just finished it last season. Nigga, damn, really?
Yeah, I heard it just got canceled.
Well, it kind of honestly, after the last episode, I was like, And so they're just gonna continue being friends from college. Like, where does this go from now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't go anywhere. It's over.
That really does.
show I love that got canceled was fucking Vinyl. Did y'all watch Vinyl?
Oh yeah, it only had one season,
Bro,
That was a good
that
show.
That was
first
really a good
season
show,
of
yeah.
Vinyl is amazing.
It was.
Especially being somebody in the music industry, you're like, wow, bro, this seems like the glory. Because you always hear about like the 70s
Yeah.
and glorified
Yeah.
days of
Yeah.
the music industry. I was like, this is what I always pictured it to be in my head.
Yeah.
Especially like living in the music industry now, thinking about, oh, it was probably so much more turned. It was like this, but just better back
Yeah.
then.
Right.
That's what that show was. And
No,
I was like,
Vinyl was dope.
and they canceled that
my
shit? Like,
God.
I'm like, why?
Jeez.
I was watching this. You
But
know
they,
what I'm
but they
saying?
keep giving True Detective a chance.
I know. HBO's been like making some bad moves with that because they were gonna have a show called like Video Something, which was supposed to be about the heyday of the music video world in the 80s. And like David Fincher was gonna like produce it and direct it and stuff like that.
That sounds
and it was,
sick.
Yeah, it was kind of like Vinyl, but for the music video industry in the 80s. And I feel the same way. Like in the music video industry now isn't as cool as it was in the 80s.
It's
Like
never as cool.
they had cocaine budgets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was just like I wanted to see that, but they didn't even make it happen. They canceled before it even got made.
Bro, when they were signing artists and shit like that, and they bring them up there and they open up the first door and it's just like a bunch of groupies and they're like, we'll get to that in a second. Then they take them to like the next door and they open it up and there's all these drugs and like, go ahead, go crazy. And like, I was like, damn, bro, they were buying planes and shit. I was like, damn, it was like that back then?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
It's like everybody had Jay-Z money back then.
Yeah.
Or things were cheaper.
Yeah,
That
or
too.
things were cheaper.
Yeah.
But we want to go with the everyone had Jay-Z money.
No, yeah. Okay.
Die down the.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
Yeah.
We dreaming over here, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Wow. So I mean, this has been amazing. Kyle, is there anything that you kind of want to push, promote, or do any, kind of shout out?
Some I want to shout out. Man, I'm currently working on developing my first ever anime series with Carl Jones. We're co-creating it, and it's called Karaku. And
Sick.
I'm currently working on that
That's
shit.
dope.
Can't give you a release date soon, but no, it's like already in works, already down the pipeline. So I'm
Can't
on
wait.
some nerd shit. That's
Yeah.
currently in my nerd world. That's like my most excited thing to
That's
like
dope.
promote music and shit. Yeah, you know what I mean. Kyle the rapper, holler at me.
I know you're like taking the break from the Instagram. As I saw you. Say
Oh, yeah,
that.
yeah.
So like when can we expect some music?
So music, man, I'm actually making slaps right now. I really took a break from Instagram because it was like taking up too much time.
Yeah, after that.
Like I had all these sessions booked, and I would go into these sessions and be on my phone and be worried about what I'm gonna post next. And I was like, man, fuck this thing.
Yeah.
And now that I got rid of it, I'm like, the album is definitely underway. I've like already started being more productive, got hella more songs. So definitely expect a new album this year for sure.
Perfect.
Cool.
This year.
Amazing.
New album. Yeah, I got a animated show that is dropping on Fuse. It is that I'm a producer on, apparently. It's called Sugar and Toys. That's dropping this year. And then I'm also, like I said, I'm like writing and plan on directing a film this year called See You When I'm Famous. And hopefully I sell my anime show to somebody this year.
Yeah.
And if I do all those things in 1 year, I'm on fire.
Yeah. That's a good
More power to you.
So
2019.
when you do all those things,
when you do all those things.
things, we'll have you back on.
Exactly.
Let's get it.
Yeah, let's
Beautiful.
Also, since you've done the artwork, you kind of have to do like a goofy movie type video.
Oh, facts. You know what's crazy?
Oh, we didn't get to talk about
So
that.
look, a long time ago, not a long time ago, like on my second album, I had a song called Super Duper Hero. And we had a full-blown music video treatment. That was going to be the scene in Goofy Movie where Max is at his high school and he performs his power
his
line.
power
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
Yeah.
We were going to do the same thing where it's going to be me as Kyle getting ready to go out to my talent show and then the girl, you know what I mean?
And you were gonna
Maxine,
go as Powerline.
yeah.
Powerline.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to do it exactly like verbatim.
Wait, was it
as-
going to be animated or was it going to be like live
It was going to be
action?
live action.
Okay, okay.
That would
We
be
had
dope.
costumes and
Still
shit. Like,
hook you onto the thing.
You got
Took me
it.
onto the thing, fly around, and then those are pre-I Spy days. So the music video budget was more like $7K maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that.
And then we took it to a director, we took it to a producer, already had it written down and all that. And they're like, yeah, this is like a $60,000 video. And we were like, damn, can't do it one day.
We could do it for one day. One of these
Yeah,
songs.
one of these songs, one day.
Honestly, when
Hey,
I
I'm going to give you my email. We'll make it happen.
Get it,
Let's
get
work on
it.
that because
Yeah,
Goofy
let's do
Movie
that.
was
Yeah, that video
definitely one of my favorite Disney movies
Yeah,
of
that
all
is
time.
one.
That-
Yeah, I
that's
don't
my
think
favorite
people-
Disney movie.
I know we're running out of time, but I don't
Yeah,
think people
fuck that.
like really like think of it as a Disney, but that's literally one of my favorites.
I think they batch it. I think they batch
Yeah.
it with the what came after it.
Yeah.
And in my head, I group it with what came before it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like Lion King, all that, and Goofy Movie's part of that world.
Oh,
too.
I literally had that soundtrack on a CD.
The soundtrack, bro.
Every single song I
there's-
know by heart. Eye to Eye,
Yeah.
Stand Out, After Today. Like I know.
Bro, there's a very like when I was a little kid, like a little ass kid, like a baby. One of my like, there's a very fond memory about like with me and my mom watching that movie, and then after they have the "and it's all right, and it's coming." That was the outro, and me and my mom were just dancing to that song, and like one of my fondest memories of just even me and my mom is to like Goofy Movie and finishing that and watching that. Like it's really a classic.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
classic.
you got to
It's a classic.
consider it
Hands
with
down.
Lion King and all the other shit.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%.
I mean, it came out in '95, so it was like in the middle of all that.
You also killed that costume on Halloween.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
body that. Give me some.
Bodied it.
You guys know I was Powerline for Halloween.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's
Oh, I didn't
amazing.
see that. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Also another thing,
just wanna do
you
the
guys
Leaning
always
Tower
are
shit.
on tour when it's time, but we all have to go to Comic-Con when they just like
Yo, we've never been able to go, bro.
Dude, every
We're
time.
on tour every single time.
It's gonna be
on-
in
what is it?
July.
July. Every time you guys are on
It's
tour
over.
again.
Yeah, that sounds like a tour day. July what?
No, honestly, since let me just fun fact, since you're involved in like an anime show and you're kind of actually putting that out, you actually qualify for I think it's like a creator badge, which is like if you've been involved in anything like that's been out, like anime or like comic books or movies and stuff like that, you actually qualify for like free passes.
Does it have to be released already though?
I don't think so. It just needs to be evidence that that's something that's being worked on.
Oh, lit.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see what's happening.
I mean, I don't think he has trouble getting a badge. We just got to get him.
No, it's so that we can
calling
get
you
attached to
an
that
A, bro.
badge. We'll all be
Yeah.
just put us on as producers, and we'll be like, yeah.
Let's get it, bro.
Let's get
I feel
it.
like if anybody can get you inside of the building when you're stuck outside of the building because you ain't got credentials, it's Julian.
Julian. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I called Julian for shit that has nothing to do with him. I'm like, do you know anyone at this McDonald's? And he's like, yeah, I'll call somebody.
Yeah, bro, the line is crazy at this McDonald's. Man. I'm trying to get
Hey,
a friend.
their machine is broken. Can you make it? Can make them fix it?
Yeah.
The ice cream machine is broken. Julian, can you
No,
call
but
somebody?
ooh.
That's
Thunder.
God being like, yeah, wrap it up.
Wrap that shit up.
Kyle, thank you for coming on the show.
Appreciate you.
It's
Long
amazing.
overdue.
Jesus,
Y'all,
thank you
man.
for
Thank y'all.
being a
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
Can you just, Jesus, can you just hop in front of the camera real quick? Just be like, hey, any of
We'll
them?
take it.
Either one of them.
Hey, Jesus.
Shout out to Rashad, who's out there too. He's our other special guest.
Hey, Rashad, what's up?
Might be asleep.
Oh, I pointed to this camera or some shit like Rashad was watching from there. Yeah, what's up, Rashad?
Is he the one that put a hole into the UFC house on the TV show back in the day?
Yeah.
Damn.
All right. Amazing. Great show.
Oh no, I think that was Rampage.
Dope.